Welcome back. In continuation of our earlier discussion of transistors and amplifiers, I'll discuss another type of transistor, that is MOSFET, today. So we discussed earlier that we have got a bigger family of what we call as transistors, and they can be subdivided into two categories, that is BJTs and UJTs. In UJTs, I told you about two types of transistors, that is the field effect, junction field effect transistors and metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistors. So today, primarily, I'll discuss about MOSFETs, their types, their characteristics, and their modes of operation. They are also extremely important, but the primary thing is that with the output characteristics of BJT, the output characteristics of FET, and output characteristics of MOSFET, they all have got similar constant current region, which is useful for using it as an amplifier. So let's proceed with what is a MOSFET, and then once we have done MOSFETs as well, then we'll shift to the amplifiers and the biasing techniques, how negative feedback helps, finally the oscillators, and then to digital electronics. So let's see how MOSFET. MOSFET is basically further, it can be divided into two categories. One is called depletion type MOSFETs, or they are also called normally on. Normally they will remain in on state. Normally on depletion type MOSFETs, or they can be enhancement type MOSFETs, and they are called normally off. Further, they have got two modes of operation. It can be either operated in depletion mode, and it can also be operated in enhancement mode. Mostly when we use MOSFET as an amplifier and depletion type MOSFET is used. When we are in digital electronics, normally we use enhancement type MOSFETs. What are enhancement type MOSFET? It can only be operated in enhancement mode. I'll explain all these steps one by one. So first of all, let's come to depletion type, the construction of depletion type MOSFETs and construction of enhancement type MOSFET. So let's proceed with it. A depletion type MOSFET. This is a bar of semiconductor, and one region, this region let's say, has been doped with N-type and moved in such a way that this becomes N-type semiconductor. Now there is this region also, N-type semiconductor, and a thin region connects this portion and this portion of the MOSFET. One is connected as terminal D, that is for drain, the other is connected as terminal S, that is source, and this whole, this is P region. This whole thing is sometimes, not sometimes, it's heated in the presence of oxygen. So silicon normally forms silicon oxide layer. Silicon oxide is an insulator, and then we connect a metal region over here, and this metal region is connected to gate terminal. You can also look at it sometimes in the books, it's shown like this. This is N region, this is N region, there is semiconductor, and there is metal, this is metal, this is oxide. Metal, oxide, and then semiconductor. So this is source, this is drain, and this is substrate on which these regions have been made. But in most of the cases, manufacturer internally connects substrate with the source. So instead of having 4 terminals as source, gate, drain, and substrate, we generally have 3 terminals for it. That is, the source and substrate combined together, the gate and the drain. This type of semiconductor, when this region the source and drain region are physically connected with each other through a thin layer of semiconductor. That is what we call as depletion type MOSFET. That's what we call as depletion type MOSFET. I'll come to the modes of operation a little later. But let's see what is enhancement type MOSFET. Oh, so I was discussing that sometimes books show it like that way, sometimes books show it like that way. This way of showing it is equally good because source and substrate have been connected together. So there is just one region, source. So you can, whichever way you wish to represent it, you can represent it. But both of them represents the depletion type MOSFET. Now let's see what is there in a enhancement type MOSFET. There is this region, drain region, there is this region, source region, both of them are, let's say, and I'm talking about n-channel MOSFETs. The similar way you can reverse that for p-channel MOSFETs. This is source, this is drain, semiconductor heated in the presence of oxygen forming an oxide insulating layer, and then a metal and a gate terminal. Now there is no physical channel connecting the source and drain. When there is a physical channel connecting source and drain, that is what we call as depletion type MOSFET, and when there is no physical channel connecting the source and drain, that is what we call as enhancement type. That is what we call as enhancement type MOSFET. So, when we talk about modes of operation, that is an entirely different thing. That's about how you are biasing your MOSFET, how you are connecting your batteries to the MOSFET. That is the mode of operation. But what is the type of MOSFET? That is determined by its physical structure. If the source and drain are connected by a thin layer, that will be termed as depletion type MOSFET, and when there is no physical layer actually physically connected, when source and drain are not actually physically connected by a connecting layer, that's what we call as enhancement type MOSFET. I'll come to enhancement type MOSFET a little later, so I rub it off. Let's deal with this now. And you have got symbols for this. You have got symbols like this. Since if it is connected, it is called drain, this is gate, and the substrate and source are combined together. Arrow is showing that it's an n-channel MOSFET. And for enhancement type, these are shown separately. They are not physically connected. When this line is broken like that, that means we are talking about enhancement type MOSFET. If it's a continuous line, that stands for depletion type MOSFET. Now, we must always keep the gate reverse biased. That was the case for FET. For MOSFET, you can, a depletion type MOSFET, you can operate it with gate positive or gate negative. Now, if gate is negative for this n-channel MOSFET, what will happen? Let's say I connect it to a negative battery, negative terminal of the battery, connect it to source, and then let's say this is positive, and whatever voltage is VDS, drain to source, the voltage over here is VGS, gate to source voltage. Now see what is happening. The source is pushing, this negative charge is pushing the electrons over here to go to the drain region. However, this negative will try to push them back. When you apply negative charge to this gate terminal, this becomes negative. This bar of semiconductor, that is silicon oxide, this is acting like a dielectric. So one side of it, since this was negative, this becomes positive, and this side becomes negative. Now more the negative, more would be repulsion by these electrons to these flowing electrons. So current will decrease. So what sort of graphs you are expecting? If you draw drain current with VGS, so if VGS is negative, you get a graph something like this. If VGS is negative, it will try to reduce the current. More is the negative voltage applied over here, more will be the repulsion for the incoming flowing electrons, and lesser would be the current. The current will fall. and at VGS0 this is termed as IDSS, drain to source saturation current. VGS is 0. Now as you increase, if you apply positive voltage over here, what will happen? If you apply positive over here, you replace the battery. Now what will happen? You will get positive in this region. Now this positive will attract these electrons. There will be a force of attraction for the incoming electrons and current will increase. Remember, these negative cannot neutralize these positive. These are induced charges. These are induced charges. So it's not that directly the gate current is flowing. That's why it's also sometimes called insulated gate. So gate is insulated, as in case of FETs as well. Not in FET, in MOSFET. This is an insulated gate field effect transistor. So IDSS, as you apply positive voltage, what will happen? There is positive, there will be more attraction for these incoming electrons, but then not neutralize these negative electrons. And this is similar to what we did in triode wall. The grid attracts them but doesn't neutralize them. Most of them reaches the plate. Similarly over here. So these negative would be reaching the drain more efficiently and the drain current will increase. So this is the graph and these are called transfer characteristics of a MOSFET. What about its output characteristics? Output characteristics are similar to what we get for a BJT, and that's why this device can also be used in place of BJT. If you draw a graph between VDS and ID, what do you get? You get currents like this. If you are applying -1, -2, VGS is -1, -2, rather I should say -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. So these will correspond to, these curves will correspond to the enhancement mode, and these curves will correspond to the depletion mode. As I told you, this depletion type MOSFET can be operated both in enhancement mode and in depletion mode. And even when VGS is 0, you can use it as an amplifier. And that helps in biasing. Biasing is a topic which I'll cover a little later once I'm dealing with the amplifiers. But let me tell you primarily that it's about keeping the operational point in the middle of these regions where constant current is there. In the transfer characteristics also, you may show this region as enhancement mode and this region as the depletion mode. Did you notice that even for VGS there is finite current? So even if you don't apply this VGS voltage, this will conduct. That means that it is normally on. That was the name. It is normally on. That means even if you don't apply any biasing to the gate, still it will be in the conducting state. There will be finite significant current flowing across this physical layer. So that means that you can operate, it is much easier to bias it and to keep the Q point in the middle of this region for enhancement type MOSFET. So enhancement type MOSFET can be operated in depletion mode, can be operated in enhancement mode. It's suitable for using it as an amplifier because that helps and makes the biasing simplified. And when voltage is positive, you call it enhancement. When voltage is negative, you call it the depletion mode. If you apply the input signal, again, I should have dealt with biasing first, I think. Let's say these are the curves. Now, this is VGS 0. What is happening? You are giving a signal. And the output is being obtained. So what is happening? As a signal comes, the signal which you will be giving to the gate, that will be either positive or negative. So it will either increase the drain current or it will decrease the drain current. So that whatever the input signal, let's say this is the input signal, as VGS changes because of the incoming signal, the corresponding ID will also change accordingly, and that's how it can be used as an amplifier. So this is what we call as this is what we call as depletion type MOSFET, normally on. It is always on, irrespective whether you have applied sufficient gate voltage or not. Even at zero gate voltage, it will conduct normally on. What about the second type of MOSFET? That is the enhancement type MOSFET. Enhancement type MOSFETs are really good when you are dealing with MOSFET as a switch, especially in digital electronics. Let's see why they are so good. Well, I've already told you, there is no physical layer connecting this end to this end. And you have got an insulating layer, a gate, this is metal, and you have got gate voltage, this is an N-channel MOSFET, this is source, this is drain, and this is source. Now what will happen? I have applied sufficient drain to source voltage, this is positive, the other side is negative, there is enough VDS voltage, but there is no physical channel connecting the source and drain. So there will be very little current of the order of few microamperes. That's basically the leakage current due to minority carriers which is flowing over there, or thermally generated minority charge carriers. Now what is happening? Let's say I apply positive voltage to the gate, a sufficient positive voltage to the gate. What happens? The metal gets positive charge, and this is a layer of insulator, dielectric or silicon oxide basically. So what happens? This side becomes, as it is connected to metal, so this side will become negative, this side will become positive. Look what is going to happen. This positive, if this voltage is sufficiently high, can attract these negative electrons from this P region and over here. In the P region, the negative charge is appearing. That's basically the electrons from the conduction level going to the cavities of this P region, and ultimately you are building that. So basically, primarily, what you get a negative, a layer in P region which is dominant in electrons. This is called inversion layer. So you dwell an inversion layer. You dwell an inversion. They were not physically connected as they were in the depletion type MOSFET, but now an inversion layer has appeared over there. Now this layer is acting as if it's an N-type semiconductor, although it is in the P-type region. That's why it's being called inversion layer, and that will appear only when sufficient gate voltage is provided. If sufficient gate voltage is not provided, this inversion layer will not be present and there will be no conduction at all. Only if you provide sufficient gate voltage, that will be able to generate this inversion layer, and now the source and drain are connected and current can flow. The electrons will move from source to drain, and current will flow from the conventional current will flow from drain to source. This voltage, this minimum voltage which must be present at the gate, positive voltage for N-channel MOSFET. This minimum positive voltage for N-channel MOSFET which must be present to create that inversion layer and to start the flow of current is called the threshold gate source voltage, VGS threshold, and its value can vary in market. The MOSFETs with threshold voltage from 1 to 5 volts are readily available. Very popular, very common 3 and 169 MOSFET. It has got a threshold voltage of 1.5 volt. So this much voltage provided to this MOSFET will make it start conducting. So this means that if you don't apply this much voltage, it will remain in off state. That's why it's normally off. the enhancement type MOSFET is normally off. Now, what if you provide negative voltage? Will it work? The answer is no. This negative voltage is not going to create this inversion layer of electrons in this region. That means that if you provide negative voltage, it won't work. If you provide positive voltage, it can work. So it doesn't operate in depletion mode. It can be operated only in enhancement mode. I repeat, I summarize the two things. We have got two types of MOSFET, physically different types. One is depletion type MOSFET, the other is enhancement type MOSFET. Depletion type MOSFET has a physical layer connecting the source and drain, so that remains normally on. So even if gate is negative, it conducts. If gate is positive, it conducts. If it's an N-channel MOSFET, the negative voltage would be called the depletion mode of operation of depletion type MOSFET. If gate voltage is positive, it is called enhancement mode of operation of depletion type MOSFET. In both the modes, the depletion type MOSFET will work. I again say that I am talking only about N-channel MOSFETs. The polarities will change for P-channel MOSFET. And for enhancement type MOSFET, there is no physical layer connecting the source and drain, and when you apply sufficient positive voltage to the gate, only then an inversion layer will develop and it will start connecting, otherwise it will remain off. That means it is normally off. It is normally off. When you apply sufficient positive voltage to the gate, it will start connecting and everything else remains same except that if you draw the transfer characteristics of an enhancement type MOSFET, you would get a curve like this. The enhancement mode is there as it was there for depletion type, but in the depletion mode there will be very little current flowing. That little current is only because of minority carriers, and normally it is off in this region. So if you want to use MOSFET as a switch, that means you can have an array of MOSFETs, and what you do, those MOSFETs whose gate is given sufficient positive voltage will start conducting. That means that they will become on switches, otherwise they will remain off switches. You cannot use depletion type MOSFET as a switch simply because it will remain on in both the states. Even if gate is given negative voltage, what will happen? The current would still be there, although it will be lesser than what it is in the case of enhancement mode, but current would be there. So it will be connecting in both the states. So you won't prefer it to be used as a switch. But this is a very good device to be used as a switch. In the coming lectures, now I'll start with the working of BJT as an amplifier, and then I'll go to the biasing techniques. Thank you.